Bennett back to throw, rolls out, nowhere to. Fires, intercept.
Like you stupid.
We need some help here.
And
second quarter, 24 points for Alabama.
Jed points out that the last two drives
For all y'all in the chat saying that like you got to put JT in, I don't think y'all understand what Will Anderson against JT Daniels.
What's he going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's throwing the ball good. If he wasn't throwing good, I'd say do it. But what's he going to do throwing wise that this other guy hadn't? Plus, he can't run. You think he could have made that 3rd and 15? Even that quarterback sneak.
If you think Georgia's losing to Alabama by 2 touchdowns because of Stetson Bennett, then you just don't realize he's not playing defense.
Well, but here's the thing. People who have a stake in the quarterback thing are going to say that you knew at one point you were going to be in a shootout and you need the guy who can score the most points.
Right.
So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you win, then –
You said something at the top of the show that germinated a thought for me. The reason Georgia lost that game is the defensive performance not being able to get more stops against Alabama, the defensive breakdowns. Bryce Young.
Hey, what up, guys? It's your boy TLTV checking in for a quick UGA State of the Union address video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Today, I want to talk about the state of delusion that seems to be surrounding a large portion of the UGA fan base as it pertains to JT Daniels and Stetson Bennett and the whole quarterback situation right now. And I don't really know what to accredit it to other than just being stubborn, much like the head coach, Kirby Smart. And maybe the fan base is overly invested from an emotional standpoint with the feel-good story of the kid from the small town that goes to the big university with hopes of playing quarterback and actually works his way up to the starting position. But listen, this is the University of Georgia, and we don't have room nor time for any Rudy Rudiger feel-good stories. Like, this isn't Hollywood, and we're not trying to write a Hollywood movie script. We want the best player on the field at all times. In sports, there's something that people refer to as the eye test. And basically, it doesn't even matter what sport it is. When you see an athlete in motion doing whatever it is that they do, it becomes clearly evident that, hey, this is your guy. There's something about this kid that's different than everybody else that makes him stand out, and he's clearly capable of getting you to your desired end destination. Now, when we look at Stetson Bennett, anyone with one eye and a half an ear can see that he is clearly not that guy. And this is not any shade to Stetson Bennett, because I've said in previous videos that I think if there was an award for the most improved player, hands down, he should definitely be awarded with that trophy, because the difference between Stetson Bennett 2020 and 2021 is night and day. Like, his progression has literally been leaps and bounds. Be that as it may, that's still not an excuse to not play the best and most talented player at that particular time. And unfortunately for him, it's just not Stetson Bennett. Now, I understand the game manager mentality and all of that sounds well and nice, but you don't win national championships today with a game manager at the quarterback position, easily anyway. And to add insult to injury, the place the onus of the loss solely at the feet of the defense is just not logical and unfair. This defense has been literally record-setting all year. And I can be the first to admit that this defense did not show up in the first half. But if anybody pays attention, even with the poor play of the defense in the first half, you were still in a position to be able to recover and win, or at least make it a competitive game entering into the second half. Once the defense finally settled down, you were down 14 points with nearly 2 quarters left to play. Your defense, who's responsible for this loss, only gave up 10 points in the second half, during which time the offense only continued to sputter in place and produce absolutely no points. So Stetson Bennett gets the ball to begin the second half, with 13 minutes and some change on the game clock. And we proceed to engage in a 12-play drive that does absolutely nothing except burn 6 minutes off of the game clock and produces no points. Mind you, Alabama has had multiple series in which they had 8-play, 9-play, 12-play drives, which none of took 6 minutes. On average, I would say when Alabama was on offense, they would have the ball maybe 1.5, 2.5 minutes max, which makes sense when you're protecting a lead. However, it does not make sense to me why there was no sense of urgency coming from the offensive side of UGA. Like, we were playing as if we had a 10, 20-point lead and was just trying to run the ball and kill clock, when that was quite the opposite. So Stetson Bennett caps off a 6-minute drive with an interception. But lo and behold, your defense, who's responsible for losing this game, comes on the field and gets Alabama off in nearly 3 plays, actually 4 plays, I think 25 yards and maybe like a minute and 6 seconds of actual game clock burned. So Stetson Bennett returns to the field, still only down by 2 scores, and proceeds to run 2 plays and then throw a pick 6. So now you're down by 21 points, and of course, it's the defense's fault. And quarterback play had absolutely nothing to do with this loss. Or at least that's the narrative that's been coming from the UGA camp thus far. But that's it for now, guys. TLTV checking out. Till next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below in the comments.